What's going on, everybody? Happy Sunday again. And that's right, I'm back. It's Mike, One Shot Defense, and it's another edition of Gun of the Week. So, once again, today's Gun of the Week is going to be somewhat controversial. I enjoy doing it because if it annoys people, then it's fun, right? But basically, it's another Sig P320. So for those of you who don't know, because you live under a rock or you don't pay attention to social media, which good on you, but then in which case you wouldn't be watching me, so not good on you, but I'm glad you're here. SIGs have been kind of going through the ringer lately, and basically the Sig Sauer P320 series of pistols is supposedly having an issue with what they're calling uncommanded discharges. Uncommanded discharges means that the gun's going off without the trigger being pulled, usually in the holster, people are saying, or during the process of reholstering. They used to say that they went off when they were dropped or hit at a certain angle or somewhere in the back here. It would force the trigger to go forward. SIG has done some, I would say a lot of changes to the 320 over the years, especially for now having the military contract. They've changed a lot of things, especially specifically for the M17 and the M18. But some people are having issues or claiming to have issues. Again, I was never there. I've never seen one in real life. I have multiple SIGs, and I've shot competition with SIGs, and I've seen hundreds of other competitors shoot competition with SIG, and I've never seen one go off in the holster. Granted, in USPSA, you are in the holster unloaded the majority of the time. You're only loaded when you're, about to shoot a stage. But as well as doing my tactical classes and teaching over the years and actually running P320s in my tactical classes, I have yet to have one have an issue. But that's not to say that there's not an issue. I'm not taking sides. I just don't know, and I won't comment on anything that I'm not 100% sure about. But what I am 100% sure about is that this Sig Sauer P320 X5 DH3 is one badass pistol. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about a little bit about the DH3 and what that means, and we'll talk about what's on the pistol and so on and so forth. So here we go. So first off, I'll talk about the DH3 part. DH3 is Daniel Horner. He's a 10-time world USPSA multi-gun champion. He shoots for Team SIG, obviously, shocker, right? But he's a monster. He's awesome. He was in the U.S. Army shooting team before that. So the guy knows what he's doing for sure. And, Isaac Lockwood shoots SIG. Max Michel shoots SIG. A lot of people shoot SIG, and they still have great success with the gun. So, I like I said, it is what it is. But this gun here, it is based off of the X5 series. So what that basically means is that instead of the full-size SIG P320, which is normally a 4.7-inch barrel, this is a true full 5-inch barrel. It is a match barrel, and it is a bull barrel technically, and it is crowned. So what you can see protrudes past the frame, which would be a 4.7. So if you look on a full size, you'll see that it's much more flush to the frame than this one is. If I can get them side by side here. So you can see that the DH3 sticks out a bit further than a regular 4.7-inch barrel full-size P320. So that's what the X5. It also is a TXG frame, so a tungsten-infused polymer. So it's a heavy frame. The whole gun comes in right at, I have it up here, at 43.5 ounces. So it's pretty hefty for a handgun. And then we'll talk about what's on it. So we'll start at the front and go to the back. Again, from the factory, I didn't do too much to this because it really doesn't need too much since it comes all decked out, but it does have night sights front and rear, and they are suppressor height, or they are raised, and that is so you may co-witness them through the optic. So there's my green dot. Oh man, before I point it at my face, I should probably show you guys. It is empty and safe. A little late for that now, I get that, but whatever. Better late than never, right? It's my catchphrase and my motto. So yeah, they come factory from, or excuse me, they come from the factory with the suppressor height sight, so that's nice. That's an added expense you don't have to worry about. Like I told you before, it does have a full 5-inch bull barrel match grade. Very, very nice. It's crowned on the front. I wonder if I can get it to focus. There you go. Nope. It's crowned on the front. So crowning, all that really does is just make sure that if the front of the muzzle receives an impact as the bullet's spinning out of the bore of the gun and going down range, it doesn't hit a burr or anything like that, or a piece that, you know, chipped off and caused the bullet to become inaccurate. So it keeps the pistol more accurate, I guess, so to speak. You also do have a full-length stainless steel guide rod. It is a one-piece guide rod, and that houses the, obviously, 1911 style guide rod spring that's within it. So that's something that is different about this firearm than a regular P320 that has the captured guide rod and guide rod spring, or the, you know, recoil assembly, whatever you want to call it, but those are usually captured. This is a 1911 style, and that allows you to, for those of you who don't know what that looks like, it's just a spring. The color dictates how the poundage, or how heavy it is or light it is. And what that does is, the reason you can do that is it comes with it from the factory to change it for competition in order to kind of match it to your ammunition. So when you match your ammunition to your recoil spring, if you get that little equation right, then it just makes the pistol shoot a lot more softer and return to zero faster. So I'm not going to get too heavy into that because that's a whole nother conversation. But basically, what's cool about the DH3 is the fact that it comes with two different weighted guide rod or recoil springs. You have a 14-pound spring and a 12-pound spring. I could tell you right now that this one, I believe it's orange or red, this is the 12-pound. I took it out of the gun because, to me, it just felt sluggish. Because it's such a soft spring, it didn't feel like it was returning into battery fast enough for me, especially trying to shoot fast or doing splits and whatnot. So I changed it to the 14-pound recoil spring. So that's what's in this right now, and I like it much better. So that's just me. I was having an issue with the 12-pound that if I would pull this back and let it go, that clicks back into battery on its own under its own spring tension. The 12-pound would kind of get stuck and stay out of battery. So I changed that. I put the 14-pound in, and it runs all different types of ammunition. So I like that. I do have a Holosun 507 competition on there, as you guys saw earlier. I finally did some research. I kind of just jumbled a bunch of stuff together in the past, but so what makes the Holosun 507 competition so great, if you don't already know, is number one, it's a gigantic window. So it's one of the larger windows on for a competition optic, which is great because the bigger the window, the more you can see through it, and you don't have a lot of garbage in front of you when you're trying to focus on the target, because with the red dot you are target focused. But they also have 50,000 hours battery life, which is incredible. And then they have 6 different reticle options. So you've probably heard me say this. I choose just the 2 MOA dot. That's just me. I like to be simple with it. But it has an 8 MOA dot, has a 12 MOA dot, has a 32 MOA, big giant circle looking like an EOTech type of deal, and it's got all that crazy stuff in it. You have the ability to have 6 different reticles. So, but I just run the dot. It is what it is. But if you're one of those people that like it, then cool. And it does sit on an RMR footprint, and I do have a C&H mounting plate on top of it to mount it to the slide, because it comes for the Delta Point Pro. It cuts, the gun comes cut for a Delta Point Pro, so you need the plate to adapt it if you want to run an RMR style. Let's see. I think I told you this is a tungsten infused polymer frame, so the frame is pretty heavy for what it is. Something really cool that the frame has that comes from the factory is silicon carbide. It's a treatment that you can put on the gun, and you can see it's very nicely done on the back strap, around on the front strap, and both sides. And it basically just turns this into sandpaper. And it's all about grip, being able to grip the pistol. If you have sweat, blood, or whatever on your hands, you can still keep a good grip on the gun. So it's very, very nicely done. There's some DIY videos on how to do it to you can do it to any gun. It's basically like, I don't know exactly what it is, but it kind of looks like you just put a whole bunch of glue all over the gun, and then you sprinkle the carbide on top of it, and it hardens into sandpaper pretty much. But I don't know if I would do that on my own. I do have an Align tactical takedown lever thumb rest. You guys have seen this on all my guns. I love them. I run them. They're great. The only thing you got to be careful of is holsters. Sometimes some of the Sig holsters won't allow that to seat properly, but Safariland does. Black Scorpion gear holsters will. The competition Black Scorpion holster that I have, I'll grab it in a second. I run this in. It works just fine. I do have an Align tactical offset magazine release. Again, I do love these, getting that high tang grip. It does not interfere. I don't accidentally drop the magazine. Some people I have heard have had that issue, so that's why Align Tactical went and made that. Kind of brings it up and out of the way. Oh, there we go, sorry. Up and out of the way. I have a Gray Guns competition trigger system in this, so it makes the, I think this pulls in right at about 3.5 to 4 pounds. A little bit of, I could adjust this, but I just don't care enough to, but it's right there flat, about 3.5 pounds of pressure. It breaks. 10 plus 10 power trigger return spring, and then a break again at a true 90. I really do like it. It runs great. Let me see. I'll see if I can get it on the trigger gauge and tell you exactly how heavy it is. Ooh. Yep. So it's just under 4 pounds. I don't know if that'll focus, but it is just under 4 pounds, barely, which is decent. I didn't go nuts with it. I have some of the Gray Ghost Guns competition parts or springs. It comes with multiple different sear springs. They're in a different gun. Actually, this gun here, they're in here. So I use the leftover parts, and you know, under 4 pounds is still pretty good for a striker fire pistol. Does come with Magwell. It's just the Sig Magwell it comes with. It works great. I don't have any real issues with it. It doesn't have any much burrs or anything, and a little bit offset. It writes itself for the most part, but pretty good. I've had good success with them. And they also do come with 3 of the 21 round magazines from Sig. So that's really nice. If you get the DH3 version, it comes with 3 of these bad boys. So you can basically buy this, chuck an optic on it. You don't have to, but you probably should. But chuck an optic on it and go out and shoot a match in USPSA. It comes with everything you need, and it's pretty badass right out the gate. Like I said, you can tune it, adjust it on the recoil spring with the full-length guide rod. It is a custom, what do they call it? I'm sorry. It's a Sig Custom Works. So the FCU on the inside is a Custom Works FCU. I don't know 100% what that means, but basically, from what I imagine, it just means that it's a bit better. They have maybe some different spring kit in there to help with the trigger a little bit. I don't know. I never know because I don't leave my trigger stock. I always mess with, you know, my competition stuff I mess with. I don't carry it for duty or for work to where I depend my life on it. I do not depend my life on this. Jury's out whether you can or not. Supposedly, word on the street is if I try to holster this too fast or if I drop it real quick, it might shoot me, but I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, so just a little bit about shooting it. It shoots so great. The weight that's on it and the contouring that the grip has, you can see that it has a very, very nice undercut here. The Coyote Brown or Coyote Tan is very smooth and very nice. No corners, no edges, no burrs. But then the silicone carbide really does bite and grip into the places that need it. So I really, really, really do love the way this pistol feels. So it shoots great. It feels good. It shoots fast. It returns to 0 quickly. So I'd have to give the DH3 definitely a thumbs up. You know, take away all the nonsense that you hear in social media. This is a great gun for what it is. It's a little bit more expensive than obviously a regular full-size Sig, but you get all of these features that come with it. This even is, I believe it's called the X-Ray 3 or the X-Ray 3 slide that comes on it from the factory. That's usually an upgraded aftermarket, or it only comes on the Legion series of these. But yeah, I think I've hit it all. Let me know what you guys think. I know you've seen a lot of Sigs on here, but this is kind of one of those Sigs that's pretty much what I would call factory. I didn't do a lot to it. I changed my mag release, I changed my takedown lever, and I put an optic on it. Triggers, whatever, a drop-in trigger kit. So I put a trigger kit in there. It is what it is, but just the way the gun feels and shoots, it's great. This is, you've seen this recently. This is my what I was shooting for competition for a long time. This is another full build, and this has a whole bunch of other parts in it, and lighter, recoil spring, all that good stuff. But I've spent a whole heck of a lot of money getting this to where this is at, and this shoots almost just as good. Very, very close. So yeah, it's definitely a winner on my book. So yeah, that's gun of the week. I appreciate you guys stopping by and listening to me rant and checking out some of my guns. If you guys would like, share, and subscribe on the video. Follow me if you don't already do. Drop a comment down below if you have questions or if you want to know something. Feel free to message me. You can also check out our website at www.oneshotdefense.us. I have local training down here in South Florida. You guys are more than welcome to come join, and let's get better together. That's what it's all about, right? Be like a shooting coach. It's kind of my goal here. I just want to coach people along as I go on my journey. Come with me, and we'll become USPSA Grandmasters together. So other than that, you guys have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you next week.